So it starts with something that I like to call vibe consulting. Now you see traditional consulting firms like McKinsey, Bain, Deloitte built their entire model around billion-dollar companies and corporations. But what happens if there's a new consulting model, a model that fits the modern economy? And that's where vibe consulting comes in. You see, AI audits and vibe consulting is leaner, it's faster, it's higher leverage, and it offers real insights to normal businesses. You're not selling your credentials, you're selling clarity and momentum to the normal business owner. All right, so let's dive into like the best part about vibe consulting is you don't need a fancy resume. You just need to know exactly how to spot problems and industry inefficiencies and explain them clearly to the business owners. This is why you do not need fancy credentials. You just need to provide clarity to the business owner. See, every business owner is just drowning in manual tasks and they just need help making those tasks go away. And this is where AI can come in and help. So if you've solved a problem before in a previous business, you could come from like warehousing or distribution and you know what the inefficiencies are within those companies. You already have what it takes. So what's stopping you right now from owning that clarity in these business owners' mind? The answer to that question is genuinely nothing. Like anybody can do this, but knowing like how to do it is one thing. So let me walk you through step by step how you can actually make a lot of money doing this. So there's a 4-stage monetization roadmap from every vibe consulting firm. You're not just going to sell one-off advice one time. You're going to build a system that grows in value with every client you serve. So how do you actually like build this out and build the income to actually scale? It's probably a question you've got in your mind, which I totally understand. So first of all, you're going to want to give free value. You're going to go to your Rolodex, go to your network, and offer a free audit for the first one. This is going to build trust with that client and it's going to allow you to get practice in the whole process of running successful AI audits. After you've done between 1 and 3 of these and you are happy with the process, you're going to switch to a paid audit. And this is going to start out with a minimum of $5,000. And from this, you are going to be able to build more and more case studies. On the back of these audits, which is why the free one actually ends up not being free, is 99% of the time, they're going to say, hey, can you actually do this stuff for us? And the answer, even if you can't individually do it, is going to be yes, because you're going to have an implementation partner who you can outsource this work to, and you're going to take a cut off the top. Now, the final part of a vibe consulting firm is actually what I like to call a running the robot, which means you're going to build a stable recurring revenue stream by managing these robots on a monthly basis. And you can even layer in performance bonuses if you are running the robots in a sales or lead generation capacity. That's usually pretty easy to do. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, wait, do I need to like build these automations? No, you don't, nothing at all. You do not need to implement. You just need to diagnose. Now, can you do the implementation? Absolutely. You could make even more money, but you do not need to. This is what I love about the vibe consulting model. That is one of the biggest myths, is that you need to do the automations yourself, which is totally just not true. You see, businesses don't know what is possible with AI. They need your vision. They need your clarity. The diagnosis phase, which is the AI auditing, is going to allow you to build trust and unlock budget for the implementation. The implementation is time consuming, it's technical, but the beautiful thing is it is totally outsourceable. Your job is clarity, it's not code. Now you're probably thinking, how do I run a solid audit? Which is exactly what we're about to cover next. And this is a totally beginner-proof AI audit blueprint that you can go ahead and basically execute on today. So to actually run an audit that delivers values and lands clients as a beginner, you need to cover off a few key points. You don't need to wing it. You need to have a very robust 3-step process. So you've got the stakeholder interviews, which shows you who you should interview and how to uncover the friction. You need to be mapping all the workflows that turns the chaos into clarity for the business owner. You're then going to present what I like to call an opportunity matrix, which is when you're saying, hey, these are the things we found. These are easy for us to get AI to do, and these have huge value to your business. And that before and after visions turns those ideas into deals. And that is going to make you more confident throughout this entire process because it's this logical transition. So, of course, even the best insights will not land you clients and like the implementation side if your pitch deck doesn't come across well. And that's why you have to have a no-brainer pitch deck that closes deals for you. See, no one wants to be sold AI, but everyone wants the benefits. They want a more efficient business. They want to make more money. They want everything to be smarter, faster, and all that great stuff. So how are we going to bridge this gap in the business owner's mind? See, most people, this is where they go wrong. They just pitch AI tools constantly, and it just confuses and intimidates the vast majority of business owners because they're more old-fashioned, they're more antiquated. Instead, you just need to show them a clear before and then a clear after, which is what we touched on earlier, right? This is going to be very simple for them to understand. You're going to use plain language. You're going to use easy to understand numbers, which will be like, hey, this is how much time is going to be saved from staff. This is how much money is going to be saved because the staff don't have to work on this anymore. And this is what makes this deck literally your sales tool. Like, it's not about your tech skills or your charisma. Like, obviously, being charismatic and being confident has a huge impact and it can help you a lot. But actually just having this logically built out sales deck where you are presenting your findings, you're presenting the inefficiencies, and you're presenting logically drawn out solutions is going to close these deals for you. And this is what's going to make it so obvious for these business owners to say yes to not only the audit side, but the next stage of this process, which is the implementation side, right? So the question you might have now is, how do you get your first client? Valid, right? And let me cover this off. You do not need ads. You don't need cold emails. You don't need any complex funnels. You don't need a massive audience. I'm guaranteeing you this, the vast majority of you, especially if you have any industry experience, they are in your phone book and they are in your email inbox. That is where 99.9% of you are going to start. You're going to start with your network of colleagues, people you previously worked with, people who you know are in the industry. These are people who already trust you. Then you're going to go to these people and you're going to offer a free audit. You're not going to be selling them AI. You are literally just going to be offering them an AI audit. When you run a successful audit, you are then going to be posting these before and after wins. So you help this company expose these inefficiencies, and then this is what it was like after. So it's like, hey, they were losing 300,000 over here, and this is what it looked like when AI got implemented, or if AI was to be implemented. Then from that point, because you have clarity, you've got case studies, you understand the industry, you are then going to be able to transition to a paid audit, right? And that is going to happen very, very quickly, because as soon as a few clients say yes, your next challenge won't be, oh, like, how do I get more clients? It's going to be very easy. The process is actually going to be like, how do I build this to be scalable and hit 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 months without burning out and falling into a typical consulting trap? You see, once money starts coming in, you want to avoid that time money cycle and that trap, like I just said. So you're going to use the initial audits to create a repeatable system, so repeatable questions, repeatable case study templates. You are then going to build SOPs, standard operating procedures, to teach and delegate these to people, and that isn't as scary as it sounds. I love to use loom.com, which is $10 a month. I just walk through the whole process. It's super easy. So you're then going to be hiring freelancers to then do the interviewing process for you. You're going to hire implementation partners to do the automations and workflows, and you're going to be focused on the strategy part of this business. Through that entire process, you are also going to understand where retainers can be baked in, because there will be some of the robots you implement that might need, basically constant maintaining. There might be a performance side, like I touched on earlier, and you're going to just have a much better understanding. And what that's going to allow you to do is build a baseline to your Vibe consulting firm where you can make more money every month without having to close new audit clients. And this is going to allow you to scale without being a busybody and just running around with your head cut off, right? This is literally the core framework of doing that. But remember, this is only going to work if you move on this now. This is like a brand new opportunity with this AI revolution. And if you are wondering, these top 7 AI tools that I use to build a $1.5 million profit per year consulting firm with only 2 people, check out this video up here.